Good afternoon, and welcome to my Friday message. Let's start with a major story. This week, we announced that Duke Health performed a world's first partial heart transplant in a 5-pound baby boy, Owen. The arteries and valves from a freshly donated heart were fused onto his existing heart, with the donated valves expected to grow with him over time, a breakthrough for pediatric patient life expectancy. This was Duke teamwork at its finest. And I'm incredibly proud that we have once again delivered a game changer, not only for our patients, but for the world. I also have some great news from the world of funding. We have a few major grant announcements. The Duke Center for Autism and Brain Development has been awarded a $12 million federal grant from the National Institute of Child Health and Human Development. The grant recognizes our use of artificial intelligence and advanced computational techniques to develop better tools and methods for detecting autism during infancy and for identifying brain-based biomarkers for autism. The team is a prime example of our One Duke strategy, bringing together faculty from psychiatry, pediatrics, biostatistics, and bioinformatics, and 4 engineering disciplines: computer, electrical, civil, and environmental. And in other grant news, the Center for Innovation, HIV/AIDS Vaccine and Cure Research received a 5-year award from NIH that offers $5.7 million in its first year of funding. The team is exploring innovative mRNA constructs for immunogen delivery that can elicit both protective and therapeutic B and T cell responses against HIV. Internally, 5 School of Medicine faculty were among the recipients of funding for the inaugural DST-launched SEED grants. These grants recognize high-impact, interdisciplinary science and technology projects that could lead to additional external funding. Congratulations to the 5 faculty you see on the screen. Let me pivot now to an update on the latest COVID news. Recently, a high-level government leader asked me, as a leader of a top-tier Southern medical school, what are you doing about the abysmal uptake on booster shots in the South? I continue to think about this question, and I hope you will be vocal in sharing your own ideas about what Duke can do to help. I am deeply concerned about COVID complacency and maintain that no vaccine regimen is complete without boosters. This virus remains a killer to those at risk, and it's at least partially responsible for an alarming drop in American life expectancy. In 2019, the average American could expect to live on an average to 79 years, and by 2021, that had dropped almost 3 years to 76. A very significant loss of life over these past 3 years is directly attributable to under-vaccination against COVID, and that includes low rates of booster uptake. Data continues to show that the best way to prevent death from COVID is completing your recommended COVID vaccine regimen, which for most includes at least 1 booster. So against that backdrop, the FDA approved and CDC recently recommended an updated COVID vaccine for boosters. The vaccine, produced by Pfizer and Moderna, are bivalent vaccines that contain both the spike protein for the original coronavirus strain, as well as an additional spike protein from the subvariants BA4 and BA5. Because they offer this additional immunogen, they provide the potential for broader protection, supported by mouse model data demonstrating an increased response to all Omicron variants tested, BA1 through 5, with the additional spike protein. Anyone aged 12 or older who completed a primary COVID vaccination series and or received a booster dose at least 2 months ago should get the updated booster with a simplified recommendation table from ACIP shown on this slide. For those who had a recent COVID infection, it is now recommended to wait 2 to 3 months to maximize benefit. These new vaccines will now be the only boosters available for 12 and older going forward. While boosters are currently recommended for children ages 5 through 11, the new bivalent is not yet approved, and therefore the original COVID vaccine is used. So whether you've gotten any booster or not, now is a time to enhance your protection as we go into the fall with this new vaccine. Appointments to receive the new booster are available through the Duke COVID vaccine website for eligible students, faculty, and staff, and appointments will be expanded as Duke Health receives additional shipments of the vaccine throughout the month. But individuals should also explore other vaccination options at local pharmacies and through your own primary care provider. Finally, let's take a moment to talk about another essential vaccine, the annual flu vaccine. Not only is getting your flu shot the right thing to do to protect you and your communities, it's a condition of employment for all team members. All of us must either get annual vaccination or apply for and receive an approved medical or religious exemption. You can see the key dates on the screen. If you get your shot with us, you and your vaccinator will complete documentation using our digital platform for flu vaccination consent and health screening. And if you're vaccinated by your primary care provider or at a local pharmacy, you must submit evidence of vaccination online. Check the clinical operations update for more information and for questions about the flu vaccine or its availability. So those are the medical updates. As I close out this week, I want to mention a phenomenon that always inspires me, seeing our students taking a stand and being strong advocates for issues that matter, including health equity. This summer, 4 Duke undergrads spent 9 weeks working to address health disparities and disaster readiness in rural North Carolina. The students are co-majoring in global health. And fourth-year medical student Camille Robinson is using her voice to issue a call to action to address racial disparities. She published an op-ed on Medium entitled "Black Maternal Health Disparities Cannot Be Ignored." Camille is also a North Carolina Schweitzer Fellow and co-founder of the Black Maternal Health Equity Initiative here at the School of Medicine. These are just 2 examples, and I know there are many, many more. I hope these students will inspire you to use your own platforms as a force for good. The call to service is part of all of our responsibilities and a reward for our caregivers, researchers, scientists, and educators. And again, if you have ideas on what we might do to increase booster adoption, please let me know. I'd love to hear from you. And with that, thanks to all of you for all that you do, and have a great weekend.